Composing Gloves here, and today I hit 500 subscribers, or it might have been a couple days now, depending on when I upload this. But I wanted to celebrate, and someone gave me a great idea. They said, "Hey, I want a sound design request form." And I was like, "That's a great idea." And so I made this sound design request form and also a tutorial request form. So this video is going to explain some of the rules behind this and my thoughts about this real quick. So sound design request, you can come to my website, composinggloves.com, and you can request a sound. So if I click on this, here I am at the sound design request page, and you can drop a comment. Now, this is not linked to any sort of email or anything like that. So I check it though. So I come in here, I check it, kind of see what's come up, what's come down. This is the form. This is the best comment app thing. I have to pay for emails, which is why I'm not doing it. I'm not sure if you guys have better methods. This is a Wix page, so I could set it up and stuff. I'm considering quite heavily moving everything over to a page that I can do all my own coding on, but that's just so much work. It's like literally a mountain of work that I'm not even gonna do it till I have like an actual income and things have changed. But for now, this is what I got. So sounds like, so I have a series called Sounds Like, where basically you give me a sound and then I go at it and give it all I got. So I will check this form. I'm interested to see what your request will be. However, I do have courses that I'm working on that I find more important. So just so you know, I do focus on my courses more. I want to have structural content that people can go from point A and reach point Z. That's really far away. That's one of my goals, is to have that kind of content. The other thing is I'm a full-time student and I get A's. So that means I do a lot of reading and studying. And I also am a tutor, and I do actually, the days I do get work, I usually get quite a bit. And sometimes you get burnt out after you're trying to explain math to someone who doesn't get math. Like the other day, I was trying to teach a subject that I had never even taken before, but I understood most of it. It was business calculus. It was pretty interesting because I'm taking macroeconomics right now, and it really tied in quite nicely with what I was doing. But the point is, I've got a life, and my family goes out and we do stuff, and so I do what I can where I can. I really do focus on this a lot. Like any extra time I have is essentially this, if I'm not like doing like volleyball or sports or ultimate frisbee or anything like that. So some of the rules behind this, I will ignore your request unless I really like it. If I think it's a great idea, or I'm bored, I'll consider it. But we have drop a link to the track on YouTube or SoundCloud. So it's like, oh, okay, down here, you're going to drop a link. Okay, sound easy enough. You must use a time link, meaning you're able to share the exact moment in the track. And so I'd figure most, if not all tracks pretty much exist in one of those two places. If it doesn't, if you find another way to get me, all I really care about is that I have a way to get to this track that's not illegal and sketchy and will give my computer a virus. And I want a way to get to it. I'm not going to be downloading tracks. I'm not going to be dealing with that kind of crap. So a way to get to it. And I want a way that when I open it, boom, there's your sound. Like immediately. I'm not hunting for sounds. And then please, and if you want, include a description as well. Not if you want, include a brief description. That way I know exactly which sound it is, because sometimes there's like 3 or 4 sounds happening at the same time, and I want to know, which one am I going for. Don't just share a link with the time thing. So if you've never done this before, you can go over here like SoundCloud, and let's say that, oh, you want to know how Composing Gloves made X and X thing. So you could come here to some period in the track. You can go to share, and then you are able to share at, and you click that to share at. And then when I open it, it will open up at 58 seconds. So if I get tracks that don't do that, then don't expect me to do your sound. And those people probably didn't read the instructions or watch this video. So there's one other. So if you come back here to the home page, there's another form, the tutorial request form. So this is along the same lines. I'm a student, I have a job, I have a life, I'm doing stuff, and I'm always reading because as I gain information, I like to include that in my videos, and I'm always gaining information, like always. I don't care how good I get, I'll probably be doing that forever. I'm learning things about macroeconomics that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do like a business series, but I want to get through microeconomics as well. But it's really, really interesting stuff. So This is a similar deal, and I want you to consider this is like you have a request, and I'm not looking for DJ Mustard requests. Can you do the more pop? What is it recently? Like Marshmallow? Can you do Marshmallow requests? Video things. I don't even know. So like people will be dropping stuff like that. I'm not against those. I think they're valuable to be discovered. So to find new people who could potentially benefit from the rest of my content, and they obviously they're great for getting views and stuff. But also they are very people expect them to answer all their questions about production, or like they essentially say like teach me how to be that artist, and that's I'm not cool with that. But I'm fine with the content and learning like that artist style. But another thing about them is, besides the production content, it's just the information that's presented is not is very fragmented. It relies on preconceived notions that you know what you're doing, and this is how most YouTube tutorials are. Is they have no foundation. They like talk about sound and they talk about all these things. They expect you to know what they are, but then they never define it, and you may have learned the basics in a different way. Like there might be these weird conceptions going on, and so I have series that I've devoted for this. So whenever I make a series, I'm also considering the amount of background work I'm going to have to do to get it so that someone can reach this point and say, this is what that thing is, and know it the same way I know it. Because people will often skip ahead to videos, and on YouTube, that's pretty much all they are. Like you look up a video like that and they're going to start, they're going to be throwing out terms that they never explained and expect you to know it. And expect you to have some sort of similar information. Sometimes they rely on you actually knowing more. I think those are funny. So now I do that sometimes, but usually it's like knobs that I just don't deem that are that important. But some tutorials are just bad. So please consider the following before dropping requests. Do I already have a video for that? Like, do I already have one? Go look it up. Just go look up, think of some keywords and look it up on my channel. See if I've got one. What additional knowledge would be necessary? What I just got done talking about, like how, like if I do a vocal processing series, which is on my list, then I'm going to need to do I'm going to need to cover basic mixing. Probably I might be able to get away without doing that. I'm going to have to do sound, which I just finished my sound and synth basic, which is why for example, I've got this and then particular plugin. So I just covered Newtone. As you can see, I've been working towards a goal here. I want to do Melodyne, but I just don't have the cash for Melodyne right now. So, and then we get to, I'm probably going to need to do a video on recording vocals. Another example would be I have like for example, I'm doing sound design with blank. Like sound design with FM8 is the one I'm currently doing. And I mean, I haven't dropped the other ones. I'm just trying to get more a bulk foundation, because people all the time ask, how do I do it with this plugin? And it's like, oh geez, well, I want to answer that question. It's not necessarily approaching specific sounds with those plugins. So but in order to do that, I have to have a like FM8 from the ground up. Like when you first pick it up, I need you to be able to, touch that stuff and use it. And I have a Learn FM Synthesis series that will get you from point A to point B, because there's no way you can teach FM8 and Learn FM Synthesis. They're two separate things. Even though one seems like it's the other, it's just like FM8's like a whole branch of synthesis, and FM8's a plugin that can do that branch of synthesis. So we need a separate series for that. So I did that. That one took a while because there was a lot of additional research and reading, and the math was pretty far out there. And I haven't taken like multivariable calculus yet. I'm working towards that. So yeah. So anyways, that's something you need to consider before you drop a request. And also, if I don't reply, I check these, I read them. I probably won't reply. Like I'll read it, I'll consider it. But just so you know, I have like 5 pages of ideas. Of series of individual ideas. I have blog ideas. I have all these ideas, and I'm doing the content that, number one, I can do. That's a factor. Can I like do that? And the other one is, can I research enough? Do I have the time? What will it take to get there? That kind of thing. And what is the most important thing is what will be the most effective content for my channel. Like there's what I want to do, and then there's also what I want to do in the order of what's most effective. And so that's sort of what I'm going for. In some series I'm putting off because I know I'm going to have classes on them later, and I might as well just do it after the class. So then I'm at my maximum capacity. For example, I'm in a audio engineering program, but I'm in the summer semester right now. So next semester I'll be starting all these like things on like business, music business. I'll start mixing. I'll have a class specifically on mixing. I'll be working in a professional studio every day for what is it, 16 weeks, and all these things. I'll have a whole bunch more knowledge on certain topics after. Like, could I do a series on them now? Probably, but I want to do it after because then I'll be at my maximum capacity. So I focus on sound design and stuff because there's no courses in any college that teach you how to do that. It's kind of a sad thing. So anyways, that's the tutorial request form, and that is the sound design request form. I have a feeling both of these one day will become so big that I will link them to an email. And now if you are going to email me, I'm okay with being emailed, but email me at Composing Gloves, spelled out the way it sounds, Composing Gloves Sound Design at gmail.com. Just email me at that one. I believe I have it written down here, Composing Gloves Sound Design, and it's all just spelled out. So if there's like I just realized this. Composing in gloves ends with a G and starts with a G. There's 2 G's there. I just spell it all out. And then sound, and then gloves ends with an S and sound starts with an S. D starts with a D. Sound ends with a D and D starts with a D. That's kind of cool. That's kind of weird. I didn't plan that. So anyways, Composing Gloves Sound Design at gmail.com. Composing Gloves Sound Design at gmail.com. Email me at that one. Eventually that email will be hooked up to these. When I have like cash to do that, I will link them up. But until then, I'm not going to be putting out any sort of cash for that because I have other things. I could buy plugins and do better material for you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day.